Hello, and you're watching an SEO Content Machine Next Changelog video. Although it's a new year now, 2022, I'm going to cover all the big changes as they occurred in December of last year, 2021. To start off with a new feature for those of you using the Preview Article tool, under the File menu, there's a new option called Combine Files. So this takes a location where your articles are located, and also you select a output file, which you do using the Save As button here. And all it does is it takes the output from all the files in your file location folder, and it just combines them all into one file. An example is if you have a bunch of different files that are SCV files, and all you want to do is combine them one after the other, you would use this tool here. If you are using the AI Paraphraser, and even if you have not tried the AI Paraphraser, everyone can get 100,000 characters for free by just clicking on this link. You'll be happy to know that in addition to rewriting, the AI Paraphraser actually allows you to automatically translate into English and out of English into another target language. So in this example here, I've actually loaded in some Portuguese content. So I set my source language as Portuguese. And this will use the AI Paraphraser, which will then translate it into English, do the rewriting, and then I can select what the output is to be. By default, the AI Paraphraser will give you like English results. You can, of course, translate that back out into Portuguese again, or there's many other languages from this list that you can use to translate out of. This is an upgrade for those using the Show URL filtering. Now, when you open the filter box, you can actually select between the caches, as each cache has its own URL list. And in that list, you can actually do your filtering here and do your testing. And this wasn't possible in the previous versions, as it would load up a different interface. So now this has been made the same as the content filter. As you can see, the UI now looks matched. While we are here in the settings menu, I just want to go over the Fix Long Startup button here. If you have a very large SEM Next database, it can slow down how quickly your application restarts. Now, in the newest versions of SEO Content Machine, if you are running the application for a very long time and the database grows over 500 megs in size, it will actually prompt you with a warning on the UI now, where you can click on a button and it will actually compact and restart your application. Now, you can do this anytime by clicking on this Fix Long Startup, but you should also note that anytime you close SEO Content Machine Next and restart it, it does this compact DB automatically for you. If you are using the questions and answers sections of the article creator, now when you select a spinner, that is a rewriter, previously the rewriter would actually not run on your questions and answers, but now if you select a article rewriter, it will run the rewrite on both questions and answers. If you are using the URL scraper tool, previously you had a 300 URL limit. This has now been removed, and you can enter as many URLs you want to find. So 500, 1000, it will go through every page of the search results and get as many URLs as it can, up to the maximum specified in this URL box. Moving on now to the YouTube subtitle scraper, you now have the option to select a subtitle language. Previously, it would actually just download the first found subtitle, but some videos have multiple subtitles in different languages. Now you can specify exactly which language you want to download from. Touching on the WordPress XML generator, it's now been converted from an open UI where you just clicked in and ran the task and waited for it to finish. It's been converted to a proper task, which means that when you create a new task and save it, so let's do something here, right, and save it, take some blogs and save it. So now you see it actually creates the WordPress XML task, which means you can create separate tasks for different settings and you're no longer stuck with just running the task one at a time. Going back now to the settings menu, there is a Recover SEM Next Database Tool feature. If you ever find that you're trying to load SEO Content Machine Next and it's not working, what you can do is you can actually take a database file that's on your hard drive, and by clicking on this button, you can find where that SCMNextDB file is located. It will actually go through and try to recover all the information and data in that database file. Incidentally, it also means that if you have gone in and deleted some tasks or your database has crashed completely, as long as the content still exists in that database, that is a database compact hasn't been run on it, you can actually open that file and recover it and try and find back your old tasks and try to restore any corrupt databases if you run into that problem. That rounds up most of all the new feature additions. There are a lot of additional bug fixes as well. Feel free to find what those are by going through the changelog, which is available here under Help Changelog menu item.